I'd like to start by saying that I've become a really big fan of the American expression a hot mess, because it is hot, and I am a mess. But I'm feeling kind of accomplished about the book, aka One Crisis at a Time, aka I made a short series and then people said, but it's a book, right? And then I said, no, but I guess I could give that a go, and here we are. This is basically a recruitment video, sorry, but to make it up to you, I will be sprinkling in quotes from the second draft which I thought were funny. Rosamund decided to have one more try. It's just not reasonable that Queen Eudocia is sending me with a single guard. Very single, Caroline interrupted. Your hot enemy is neither married nor involved with anyone else. Rosamund gave up. Does this hot enemy have a name? Captain Collins, Caroline replied, of the Queen's Guard. Over the course of the last few weeks, but particularly in a 4-day sprint last week, because the Monday I had to paint my ceilings, as you do, I have produced what I think is a working second draft of Caroline and Rosamund's adventures. To whoever said that writing is rewriting, you're correct. I just wish to file a complaint. But having got myself a working second draft, I am now going through and trying to copy and line edit it myself a bit to a place where it's not so bad, which means reading it out loud and rewriting sentences and pruning the vast thicket of adverbs. I'm not saying that I like adverbs a little bit too much, but I might like adverbs a little bit too much. The second draft will be available for patrons and channel members before the end of June, so if you're looking for that, that's where you'll be able to find it. And let me tell you, it is quite substantially different to the first draft. Let me explain by way of numbers. I started with a manuscript of about 63,000 words, but if there was a section in it that I thought, I want to cut this out, but there might be a good line in there somewhere that I could steal for later, I would just cut the whole section and paste it into a notes section on Scrivener. This did not include when I just deleted a paragraph and rewrote it, for example, but if it was fairly substantial, I would do that. There are 11,000 words worth of things that I cut out and decided to save in case there were some good lines in there. Yeah. So that takes us down to 52,000 words. Except the second draft is 61,000 words long, which means I have written at least 9,000 new words, not to mention the substantial percentage of the 52,000 words which got readjusted, re-edited, just deleted and rewritten. It's been a time. This is where my patrons and channel members come in, because obviously can't really be making videos when you're doing a writing sprint as well. It doesn't really work like that. So thank you for giving me the space to just focus on this thing and try and get it done. The scene around the captain froze as Caroline inserted herself into the world. Good day, Captain Collins. He nodded to her politely but said nothing, wondering what she had in store for him this time. He hoped it was less ambiguous than her previous request, which had been, could you maybe smoulder a bit more? My plea for patrons and channel members who read the second draft is, the thing I would like you to watch out for is when the characters are featureless, faceless blanks with no discernible hair or eye colour, and when the characters are standing in a featureless void, because I have trouble with description, you know. It's a thing. Let's be real, I have other significant writing issues as well, but this one is easy to pick up on, so let's go for it. In this revision, I have been taking into consideration the advice of not one, but 3 different people who work as book editors. That wasn't on purpose, but was very much appreciated, so here we are. I once had a leader who insisted on referring to everyone by their first names to improve morale, he offered. Rosamund looked intrigued. Did it work? No, your ladyship, because he kept getting them wrong. I was Landon for my entire time there, and he kept asking if my wife was well. A smile played around the corners of Rosamund's mouth. I take it your name isn't actually Landon? He couldn't help but smile back. No, your ladyship. It's Leo. And I've never been married either. But having taken all of these suggestions on board, including feedback from the first draft from my patrons and channel members, here are the things that I now need. First, I need a copy and line editor. Some people have already contacted me via the contact form on my website. Some people who are patrons and so have my email address have contacted me via email. That's wonderful. Here's what I'm thinking for this, because I don't know what's going on. I am one person and I'm a little bit overwhelmed right now. If you wish to be considered as a potential copy/line editor for the book, email me via my website and I will send you a copy of the second draft, like the whole thing. And you can edit a little bit of it or comment a little bit of it. Do your thing on a small section of it, like the whole of the first chapter, or you know, one scene from each of the viewpoint characters or something, I don't know. You do as much as you think you need to demonstrate what it is that you would do for me with this book. And then you also tell me how much it would cost for you to edit the book, how long you think it would take, and any other information that you think is relevant, I guess. And then I'll look at my options and see who I'm vibing with, and then I will get in contact with that person. I realize that this is in fact asking you to do some free work, and you know, you don't have to if you don't want to, obviously, but I don't know how I can possibly choose. I don't know how I can possibly choose who to work with unless I know what it is that you're actually gonna do for me. So that's how we're going to try to do that. Same thing for typesetting. I have a book which has 4 different kind of things in it. The real world, in which Caroline and Henry and various other characters, but that's not important right now, live. There is the manuscript. That's where Rosamund lives. Oh wait, it's 5, because there is the meta where Caroline and her characters talk to each other. There are the comments that Henry and Caroline leave on the manuscript, and there are text messages which Caroline and Henry send to each other. I think that these different parts of the story can be nicely and aesthetically differentiated from each other without everyone going mad, but I don't know how to do that. Last thing is, I am also looking for a cover artist. I'm not gonna say same principle applies, because that's not quite how that works, but if you would like to be considered as a cover artist, then again, email me. I can also send you the manuscript if you want me to. Give me a link to your work, give me an idea of the sort of thing that you think would make a good cover. I have put some suggestions on my community posts on YouTube. This is a great picture, which I thought was very much how Caroline would want her actual cover to be. And then this is really cool as well. I just really like the Grand Theft Equine vibes that we could possibly get if we're doing a hardcover. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Message from Henry. A masquerade, from scratch, in 4 days. At lunchtime, his phone buzzed. Message from Caroline. You're no fun. Message from Henry. I'll have you know I'm a renowned party animal. There was a brief suggestion that Caroline was typing a reply, then nothing. Henry, now wondering with some anxiety if flirting with your authors constituted sexual harassment, decided not to think about it. I'm going to be publishing through Ingram Spark and KDP. Both of these are print on demand, and I think at least Amazon, so KDP, offers a hardback option. I think Ingram Spark as well, so we'll see how we go there, but let's get the book finished with the writing first, you know? Sentences are very hard. Lastly, thank you for your patience, because obviously I can't really make my regular content to my regular schedule while I'm trying to get this thing done. But when I'm able to hand the book off to a copy and line editor for them to look through it, I'm gonna have a little bit of breathing space so I can make some regular videos again, which will be great news for everybody who does not care about the book. I did also promise Zach Evans that we'd make a video about A Knight's Tale, and I haven't forgotten, Zach, honestly, I promise. I did buy the Blu-ray and everything. I just want this to be done and be good, so that you can buy it and hopefully like it, that's all. Writing is difficult, but you know, we're getting there. Anyway, I'm gonna go and lie down now. Possibly later on I will watch a bunch of videos about useless words and how to remove them from your manuscript and how to make your sentences better. But for now, probably gonna take a nap. Thank you once again for your patience. Thank you to my patrons and channel members who are basically propping me up while I try and do this thing, and I'll see you all soon.